Hello and welcome once again to Bad Advice with Wolfie and Cory. That's right, we sit here and listen to Wolfie and Cory give you advice on questions that you, the listeners, have sent in. Usually it's advice that you probably don't want to follow, but we can't stop you. However, now that I've said that, we are also not responsible.
We say right in the title, it's bad advice.
Yeah. I mean, bad advice. It's still advice, but it's advice that I think you should follow if I'm talking about doing stuff to me. But otherwise, Mr. Cory over here, who has a bachelor's degree in science. In science. Science! He will give you advice that you should not follow. Unless, of course, it involves doing something to me. Then, except for good stuff to me. No killing.
I wouldn't have you killed.
Good.
Tortured.
Depends on the torture. I'm good with that. Anyway.
The stuff that was approved by George W. Bush that was that they then kind of said, hey, wait, that's illegal. That's the stuff.
You mean like waterboarding?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, but I believe in last episode we learned that it's better if it's wetter.
No, down where it's wetter.
Oh. Well, doesn't that just mean it depends on where you waterboard?
Dan?
Yes, Cory.
Moving on?
Moving on, yes. So how have you been since the last podcast?
Been kind of tired. Had to get the car work done.
You had to get the car worked on?
Yes, the car was making some horrible grinding noises. I tried turning the radio up, and that didn't seem to help. So when I went to the car repair place, I told them what was happening. They said, oh, good, this is going to be expensive. We're glad you dropped by. And it took them the entire day and part of today to get it fixed. So I was a 2-day project. Usually it takes a lot longer than that, but, for the car, it was just 2 days.
Well, that's good. That it only took 2 days. You're usually a longer project, did you say?
I'm usually a much longer project. It takes at least a month for me to even realize that you're talking to me.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. And how about you, Wolfie? Have you been doing anything since last podcast?
Oh, yeah. So many things. Like, I also had vehicle issues, but it's much smaller, and it's more of a tube, and just kind of I ran out of batteries.
So, Wolfie, your fleshlight broke?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't want to know what you were looking at with the flashlight.
Well, there's kind of a tint to the light now.
Yes. Right. So, should we get into questions right away, shall we?
I suppose. It's why we're here, right?
Yes, it is why we are here.
Where's Kray Z Joe Rider?
Where's Kray Z Joe Rider?
Yeah. Because we're connected through the tubes and wires we call the internets. Usually at the other end of them is the Joe Kray Z Rider. How you doing today, Joe?
Oh, I'm doing fine.
Joe Rider, everybody. Joe Rider making a guest appearance.
Yes. I love it when he makes a guest appearance. Actually, we should get him on here.
I would have our other co-host on the show, but moving on. Then again, how do we know that co-host hasn't been here the whole time, giving just as much great content as they did when they were on the show?
You're not talking about Butch.
No.
Okay.
Joe's not. Butch isn't a co-host. I'm Birch. Birch is a special guest star.
Oh, okay.
Much like Mr. T on the first season of the A-Team was featured, and then he became a cast member. But the first year he was featuring Mr.
Okay.
T.
Well, that's interesting.
Or
See,
go ahead.
not only do you get great advice on this show, but you get knowledge about random things.
That no one gives a shit about.
Right. But anyway, so he was a featured, yes. So that's what Butch is. Butch is a featured.
He's a featured
person.
player. He's a special guest star. When he shows up, it's a very special episode. Whereas when Wolfie shows up, it feels like a very special episode because I feel like I'm being touched in the back room of Gordon Jump's bicycle shop.
That's right. You know what I pedal.
Oh, boy. So,
at some point, the host takes control of the show, Dan.
I'm not as good as you are. I keep trying to give it back to you, and you won't take it.
Joe, what do you think?
Oh, I think that I should get someone on being the host. I don't know what I'm talking about. Did you get that?
Something. I
Okay.
I don't know.
All right.
Go put stuff on eBay, Joe.
All right. Google. Of course, our first question, I'm not sure is going to make any of this any better. Because, honestly, it came up when somebody asked me what type of questions we are looking for, and they said, like this, and I decided to take it when they gave it to me.
Usually Wolfie does that.
Huh? Wolfie does that?
Yeah, I'll take whatever they can give me. Okay, wait a minute. You know this whole hosting thing, Cory? You know damn well when you have Wolfie on your podcast that you're hosting, you don't get to host either. It just doesn't work.
I don't know. I have some control when Wolfie's on.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, he does. He has a little. He gets to choose when. No, he doesn't really get to choose that either. You have control?
Yeah, I could turn your microphone off.
Oh. Wait a minute. You ever...
See?
Hey,
that does work.
It's great!
Daniel, the best get me out of here, guys.
Oh, okay, here.
No, just you first, yeah. Okay, fine. First question. Get the question.
All right. First question. Like I said, the question is, Cory, I'll let you go first because I want to hear this one.
Huh?
You have experience in having to deal with this particular question because you have a child.
Oh, I do?
Yes. So, where do babies come from?
Poor choices. Next question.
Okay. Wolfie, do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, I think that's pretty accurate.
Okay. Next question. All right. And it looks like we actually have some questions that are asking for advice. So this is...
Wow.
Yeah.
About time. It's our 4th episode.
Yeah.
Somebody actually heard the title of the show.
All right. So I am a 20-year-old college student living with 3 other roommates of the same age. One of our roommates...
Hold on.
Okay.
What are you wearing?
Well, I'm wearing...
No, the college student!
What's it? Paper?
Fine. I'm going to have to call that 900 number.
Are you sure you're racking up a lot of money there? 976, right?
The podcast makes money.
Oh.
It does?
Yeah, I have to spend that money somewhere before the IRS gets it. HotNubileCollegeStudents.com. Wait, they moved to a website?
Oh,
No wonder nobody's been picking up for 12 years.
Yeah, that's why my keyboard sticks.
All right. So,
back to the cute college student.
Yes, back to the cute college student.
Does she do yoga?
Don't they all?
Well, I just want pictures of her doing downward dog.
You're supposed to be helping this person, not making them feel uncomfortable.
Oh, that's right. That's Wolfie's job.
Yeah, don't quit taking my stick.
All right, so the 20-year-old who's probably already turned off the podcast at this point.
Or is turned on by the podcast at this point.
Ooh. You know, Cory, you and I could start another podcast with this 20-year-old.
Now you're not invited.
You say that all the time, and I'm still there.
Okay. All right, guys, settle. One of their roommates, let's say Christina, is causing a lot of problems for the rest of us. Oh, hey, actually, we're going in a direction here, I think, Cory, that works out for what you were talking about. She is dating, well, except for the married part, she is dating a married man. This isn't the first time she has been involved in an, as they say, inappropriate relationship, but I don't know about her entanglements until after we moved in together. The man that Christina is dating now is a lot older and has kids in their late 20s. He doesn't hide the fact that he's cheating. In fact, he wants us to invite him over to hang out. Christina bragged about their sexual relationship, and his wife found out about it. She has now been calling our house to see if her husband is there. Now, Christina demands that we not answer the phone, or if we do, that we lie to the man's wife. We have lost all respect for Christina and would like to kick her out, but none of us have the guts. I feel horrible for this man's family and do not want to be caught in a confrontation with his wife. So, how should we handle this situation?
Well, first...
Oh, this is going to be good.
Why the hell do you have a house phone? Don't you kids have cell phones these days?
Yeah.
I have a house phone. I just don't answer it. I have to have it for my cable rates to be lower. Don't answer the house phone. That way, if she's calling, she'll just get the answering machine, and you don't have to look at those messages for years. Trust me. I have messages from bill collectors, and the companies don't even exist anymore. If you ignore those messages long enough, the problems involved with them go away, much like teeth. Second, you want to get rid of a roommate, you have to get passive-aggressive. You really have to get passive-aggressive.
How Minnesotan of you.
Of course. I've lived here since 1987. When she brings home food and puts it in the fridge, make sure that everybody eats it the next day. Don't invite her to anything. Matter of fact, do things and purposefully don't invite her. The other roommates, go out somewhere. If she asks where you're going, say, you wouldn't understand. And, of course, she wouldn't, because you're going to be hanging out with age-appropriate people. Obviously, she can't understand. But the easiest way to solve this problem that would make it best for everybody involved is have her finally sit down and talk to her dad.
Talk to her dad?
Yeah, because as someone who has experience in dating younger women, when the woman starts to say things like, you know, I've talked to my dad recently, and we've started working things out, you know the relationship is doomed. Now, as for this older guy hanging out at the house, it's real easy to get rid of older men, okay? Start playing dubstep. Once he starts saying, that's not music, that's just noise, turn it up. Start mentioning bands and trends that older people don't know about. This week, Jerry Seinfeld got in a lot of trouble because pop star Keisha tried to give him a hug, and he just kind of backed off. And his excuse was, look, I'm 63, I don't know who she is. Use that. Do all sorts of shit he doesn't know about. Get out fidget spinners. They make older men insane. I can't tell you how many posts I see on Facebook. These goddamn kids and their fidget spinners and their Pokemon Go. Look, just start poking them in the eye with how young you are.
Poking him go?
There you go. It's easy. Also, start dressing like you live in a convent. The reason he wants to hang out with you is, hey, 4 20-year-old women in the summer? It's sundress season, baby. We love that shit.
Yes, we do. And I'm not even that old.
We don't know how old Wolfie is. You got a lot of gray hair, buddy.
I know I have a good... all over, really. Anyway,
Yeah, more than me.
well,
But that should solve your problems right there. Don't answer the phone. Start acting your age. Get real passive-aggressive so that she's uncomfortable there. So you're going to make him uncomfortable. You're going to make her uncomfortable. They'll leave of their own accord. Matter of fact, they'll probably leave in his accord, because if he's dating 20-year-olds, Lord knows he doesn't have any money.
He doesn't? Isn't that usually a requirement?
No. If he were dating 20-year-olds and he could afford money, he wouldn't be college students who have to share a house. Jesus. He'd get some model from Eastern Europe. You can order them. I mean, that's how Trump got his last 2 wives.
Wait. You can order them?
Yeah.
Wait. Where?
Modeling agencies.
Really?
Yeah.
Are there any requirements?
You got to have enough money to pay their modeling fees.
When we say model, exactly what are they doing?
Whatever they're paid to do.
Ooh.
Although it doesn't last long. If you've seen Trump's wife, she's pretty much slapping him and scowling at him and not wanting anything to do with him.
Well, that and everybody else in the damn country.
Well, which sounds a lot like my marriage.
You had a model that clapped your hand and didn't want to...
No, I just was married to someone who slapped my hand and wanted nothing to do with me.
Oh. At least it was only your hand?
Yeah, that's all she'd touch.
Well, don't worry, Cory. I'll touch a lot.
Not from 100 yards away, you won't.
Oh, I got a reaching stick.
Wolfie, how would you resolve this dilemma?
How would I resolve this dilemma? You know, this is an interesting problem. Personally, I think I should go in and have a session with all of the members of the problem. And then I will judge each and every one of them. And if I don't think that they stand up to my judgment, I will get rid of one of them. Who would it be? Don't know. Depends on flexibility. Depends on stamina. Depends on hair color. Depends on drapes and curtains. It depends on the front door. It depends on the lock.
Well, let's remember, this is these are college students sharing a place they probably don't have drapes.
Ooh. I gotta find, is there an address on here?
No, there isn't an address on there.
Oh, come on, there's gotta be an address on here.
No, there isn't an address on there.
Oh, damn it. Okay, Christina, I'll tell you what. Just tell Christina to get the fuck out. Don't worry about the consequences. If she's got this guy, he'll just bring her wherever he's going. Because, he wouldn't just drop her. I mean, that wouldn't happen. Either way, if it's your problem, who the fuck cares about her?
Right. Okay. Cory, I think yours was much more thought out, if not necessarily better, but...
I've been in Minnesota for 30 years now.
So you know how to be passive-aggressive.
I am one with the state.
You are one with the state, and the state is one with you.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So hopefully, 20-year-old college girl, we helped you with that.
And if not, you can certainly call me.
Hey, when did we talk about my stick?
Yeah, you have to keep your stick over there.
Damn it. Okay, look, the 20-year-old college girl, you can call him and, live with him and,
Whoa!
Yeah?
I'm not living with her.
Too late, you offered.
No, I just said, to call me. Maybe we'll do coffee. Then once you start talking to your dad and telling me, hey, you know, my dad and I are starting to get along, I'll know to leave.
Uh-huh. Yeah, okay, wait. So you'll do coffee? Is that what the old people call it?
Yes, that's what we're calling it now.
With 1 lump or 2?
2. Has to be 2.
Has to be 2? Okay. Swizzle stick?
It doesn't swizzle.
It doesn't swizzle. All right.
All right. Again, on that note, hopefully we've helped somebody. I think we helped Cory and Wolfie more than the person, but, you know. All right.
It's our show.
That it is. All right.
Yes, it is. It is our show.
Why am I even here? All right. Next question. I joined the Navy to see the world. I've now seen it. How do I get out?
From what I hear, the Navy is offering $90,000 to stay in. So it depends. Does your greed outweigh your wanting to get out of the Navy? Now, if you want to get out of the Navy, there are certain things that do not watch MASH, because the stuff that Klinger did to get out of the military don't work anymore.
Didn't work then either.
Well, it did for everybody but him.
Oh, okay.
Remember, he was trying for a Section 8. He was trying to prove he was crazy.
Yes.
Obviously, he wasn't, because he wanted to get out of the military.
Right. The catch-22.
Yes. So
yeah.
what you should do to get out of the military is really simple, but the place you'll end up is probably a little bit worse. Leak top secret information. Then ask Edward Snowden if he'd like a roommate.
Well, that's one way to do it, I guess.
No, I think there are ways to get out without actually going to jail.
Fine, if you want to be like that.
Yeah, I've talked to quite a few friends who have been in the Navy. You actually, Cory, know one of them. We'll say SC. He has told me stories of how to get out of the military. Not that he did it, but he watched other people show such incompetence that it was unbelievable. For instance,
incompetence is no longer considered a bad thing in the executive branch.
Well, yes, but that's the executive branch, not the Navy. Oh, become president. That'll get you out of the Navy. Anyway, well, no, for instance, and I'm talking real incompetence, not just laziness or being an idiot. No, this is much more. A deeper stupidity. You know, like when you're in dock, shoot one of the other ships by accident. That'd do it. Or when you're piloting the ship, forget to stop and just keep going. That'll get you kicked out. Then there's the incident with foam. It's hard to foam. It was a cleaning foam. You're supposed to get rid of it in a environmentally stable way because it floats underwater. So dumping it overboard is not the way to do it, because suddenly there are suds for miles. The fish are clean. They're dying, but they're clean. That can get you thrown out of the Navy. Also, walking up and kissing your superior officer. That might work. Or you'll find yourself in a new relationship.
There you go. That's what I was going to say. It'll only work if it's not a reciprocal kiss.
Right. And if it is, then you'll get out of the work you don't like anyway.
Oh.
That could work, I guess. Oh. Yeah. You know, last time you gave me a hard time about transitions into our sponsors, Cory.
Yeah?
And I guess I might as well just do it again. Speaking of reciprocal, Who would like your attention? These guys.
Our sponsors?
Yeah.
That's right. Here at the Solitaire Rose Radio Network, we have ads, and our first sponsor is me. That's right. You're charming and delightful old Uncle Rat Bastard. I have my first book out with Dangerous Dan Mohr. It's the first 100 strips of our online web strip, Worldwide News, the story of the lowest rated cable news network. And you can get yourself a copy with commentary, with all sorts of extras, with signatures and everything. Just email Dan over at lordshadowflame@gmail.com. Our top sponsor, who's been with us since day one, is DreamHost. DreamHost.com. You need yourself a website, and DreamHost.com is the #1 web host in the whole known universe. Just head over to DreamHost.com, put in the code KRAYZ, KRAYZ, get $20 off your first year. How can you beat that? Our other sponsor is Graze, GRAZE.com. Healthy snacks for a healthy lifestyle. Just head over to Graze, put in the code CORYS 3R5P. Your first and fifth box are free. You can get them weekly. You can get them bi-weekly. You can get them monthly. You can just order a whole bunch of them. It's great stuff to keep you away from the vending machine at work. Now, if you would like to leave a comment for any of the podcasts that we do, we'd love those. Go ahead and email us at solitairerosenetwork@gmail.com, or you can call 952-856-0519. Operators are standing by. Okay, it's just a place that will record your calls, but we'll play them on the air. We'll answer your questions. We love getting feedback. Tell us what you think. Ask a question. Suggest a topic. Be a guest. Send us your stuff. SolitaireRoseNetwork@gmail.com. If you would like to advertise on any of the Solitaire Rose radio shows, you can. Just email us at SolitaireRoseNetwork@gmail.com. Subject advertising. Thanks. Well, not only does this show have sponsors, but all the other shows on the Solitaire Rose Network have sponsors.
Oh, no, we're not talking about the other ones again, are we?
Yeah, I do like 5 or 6, but we just added a new podcast that I'm not on.
That you're not on?
I know, it's amazing. There's a podcast I'm not on, and it's called Scrabbling Through the West. And it's by friends of the show, Stephanie and Dave Cofell. And this is their ad.
Oh, yes, let's hear about it.
There you go. They are out traveling the West in a specially outfitted van/sleeper truck, and they spend their evenings performing and then camping and playing Scrabble and recording their conversation as they play Scrabble.
Oh, well, that explains the wet spots on their jeans.
Scrabbling Across the West, a fortnightly retelling of Dave and Stephanie.
Wait, fortnightly?
That means every 2 weeks.
I know what it means. What if we wanted to do it more or less often than every 2 weeks?
Well, that wouldn't be holding down the fort, would it?
Oh, you're funny. Okay, how about frequently?
All right, I'm good with that.
Okay.
Scrabbling Across the West, a frequent retelling of Dave and Stephanie Cofell's adventures in traveling, making music, and playing Scrabble across the Western Hemisphere. It's all about the people, the places, and the game. Scrabbling Across the West. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay.
That's called a no-sell.
You love those no-sells, don't you?
I'm really good at them.
You're really good at them?
I'm really good at them.
So you sell them?
No.
You sell the no-sells?
No, I don't sell the no-sells.
Well, if you don't sell the no-sells, then you're not doing a good job.
No, I do a double good job.
You do a double good job.
Yes, it's very meta.
I want you to be very meta with me.
Do we have any other questions, Dan?
Yes, we do. We have at least one more, maybe a couple here. Here we go. I know boys will be boys, but my boy is 73, and he's still chasing women. Any suggestions?
He won't catch them.
I was suggesting getting him running shoes.
He can chase all he wants. He's not going to catch them. I've seen 73-year-olds in races. They usually come in last.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, maybe this is Christina's guy.
then you got a 20-year-old and a 70-year-old. You know she's just doing them for one thing, right? His pudding.
His pudding?
His pudding.
Rice?
No, sometimes it's chocolate.
Oh, so they're into that.
Now, if you're worried that he might catch another woman, well, all I have to say is, and this is me being actually honest, if you're worried that the person that you're in a relationship with will leave for someone else, you really don't have much of a relationship, and it's probably better that they leave. The last relationship I was in, woman I was with said that she didn't want a relationship anymore and gave a whole bunch of excuses, and then a week later she was back together with her old boyfriend, and I actually would have respected her a little more if she said, well, you know what, I've been talking to my old boyfriend, and there's still a spark there. I would have left, rather than her excuse of, my kids really like you, and that scares me, so we need to end this relationship. If somebody wants to leave for somebody else, let them. Because if it's not that, it's going to be something else. The relationship is broken on their end. You deserve someone who wakes up every day and thinks that you are the greatest thing that ever happened to them. You deserve someone who wakes up every day and cannot wait to see, hear, and interact with you. And if you don't have that, life is too short. Move the fuck on.
So, question about your experience.
Yeah.
She said that her kids liked you a lot, so that scared her?
Yes.
How much did you like the kids?
They were okay.
Okay, so not that much.
Well, they wanted me to be their stepdad, and I didn't think that we were at that connection yet, and obviously I was right.
Wait, okay, so you didn't want that, or you didn't have that connection with the kids and weren't looking to get it?
Well, we were building it. I think when, for stepfathers, you have to kind of build into it. It's not like when you have a child on your own. When you have a child on your own, there's a biological thing that, oh, I love this child. With stepkids, it's more you need to get to know them, and the relationship with the parent is going to affect the relationship with the kids. Because if you really, really like the kids, but the parent, not so much, there's something wrong.
Well, yeah. There's something very wrong. Possibly illegal.
Well, I didn't mean like the kids in that way.
That's what I was asking.
Well, you went about it very subtly.
You told me I had to be subtle.
No, I didn't.
I thought you did.
No.
No?
Maybe Dan told you that because he's the host and he doesn't want to slapped with an X rating.
Okay,
we're already explicit.
I am around him so much, I know I can't stop him from doing anything, so it couldn't have been me who told him to be subtle.
Joe, was it you?
Google.
I love this.
Wolfie, do you have a answer to this question?
Well, see, I don't know about the, boy, if it's her boy as in her significant other. But really, even if it was, I mean, think about it. Think about it, girl. Getting a young Jen in bed with both of you. I mean, you could both experience things that are different than you because they're young and not very inventive. So really, everything you've seen probably has already happened, but you're old. You're probably forgetting it anyway. So, it'll be a new experience again. And there you go. So let him chase. Actually, help him catch him. And that way, I'll come over and I'll help catch too. We can make sure that everything goes smoothly. And from what I've heard, when you get older, everything is smooth. So it all works out. Cory, are you typing?
Yes, I'm letting Joe know that he's on the show.
Oh, excellent. Excellent. Okay. Where are we? Yes. So, really, you should help him in his goals. it will be surprising how much that could possibly come back and help you. So that's my advice.
Lovely. So you say that the relationship should end, Cory, if they're worried about it, and Wolfie thinks that you should add more to the relationship.
Yeah, because that always works.
Oh, yeah. It's worked for me.
Are you in any long-term relationships?
No, but I'm not trying to be.
Okay. Well, all right. Now, so do I have any other questions? I don't know. Well, hey, you have Joe on there. Ask if he has any questions.
He hasn't got back to me.
Oh, he hasn't got back yet. Okay. There was another question. Oh, yes. Okay. We do have one more question.
We have one more question.
We have one more question. I forgot to write it down. That's why I'm like, I know I had another question. So, if you own the original comic series, a black and white version of the comic series, the deluxe version of the comic series, and buy the Omnibus that just came out, do you have a problem?
Yeah, the problem is they need to make more versions of the New Gods for me to buy.
But you already have the comics. They're the same. You've read them.
No.
What?
No.
What do you mean no?
No, they're not the same. The original comics they're printed on bad paper, and the printing's not very good. But they have reprints of 40s stuff that's not in the reprints that come after. Then in the black and white, you bought those because they said, hey, if these are successful, we'll reprint more Kirby stuff. So, of course, you had to buy it. And also they took the art and they did some gray tone to it, making it look it was printed better, but it was also printed differently because they didn't have color, so they used gray tones. And then you bought the archives because this was the best possible printing, where they used the original plates, and they remastered it, and they recolored it, and they put it in printing and story order, and had essays and interviews. And then in the Omnibus, they've got like scans of the original art, and they've got the pitch document and all this other stuff. It's like when the movie Evil Dead 2. Dan, you know the movie Evil Dead 2, right?
Yes, I do.
How many copies of it do you own on DVD?
None.
Most people, if they buy it, they then have to buy it again because they put out a version with more footage. Then they put out another version that has even more footage and different commentary. And then they put out yet another version which has like more back matter and everything. And you have to if you're a real fan.
Oh, I understand. That's why I have the multiple copies of Debbie Does Star Trek. Because there's more back-end stuff.
Crickets. We need the crickets.
They went home to Wrestle Crap Radio.
They went home to Wrestle Crap Radio. Okay. I never did hear the full story of why those went away on your other podcast, but anyway.
So that's why you buy all the different versions.
That's why you buy all the different versions.
Yes.
Okay.
I think you have a problem.
By the way, you know what the other reason is that you buy all the different versions?
What?
Because fuck you, that's why.
Oh, excellent. I'll be right over.
You did just
well, Dan, while I am barring the door...
Uh-huh. I think we need to get a hold of... everybody that's been on your podcast again and have a intervention for you at some point. Not that it would work, but I think it would be funny. Anyway, so, once again, listeners, we have given you advice. It's bad advice, but it's advice nonetheless. You may do with it what you will. If you, that's right, you would like to have some advice given to you specifically, some relationship issues or life issues or math issues because I want to piss Cory off, just go to badadvice.solitairerose.com, and in the upper right you should see a link to the form where you can anonymously give in your question. That's right. You can put your name or no name whatsoever. There's no link to your email address or anything like that. We will have no idea who you are unless you tell us. So,
you're doing this because of the 20-year-old, aren't you?
Yes, I am. Because, it would have been nice to know who that one was. Anyway, wow. All three of us are actually kind of bad, aren't we?
That's why the show's called Bad Advice.
Yeah. So, Cory, do you have any last... okay, I'll be nice and actually remember to do it this time. Also, remember to go to solitairerose.com and look at all the other podcasts that are out there. The 42 that he does. Or at least he says he does. I think it's actually 6.
6 or 7, I don't know.
6 or 7, yeah. He doesn't remember. He doesn't do anything else in his life. So, he is...
Well, I work.
What do you do tonight when you go to work?
Well, tonight when I go to work, it's a Saturday night, so residents will be up later. I have to help them get to bed. Then I supposedly sleep, but if anything happens in the night where they need a second staff, I have to get up.
Wait. You go in and you put people to bed?
Yeah.
Isn't that prostitution?
No. I don't sleep with them. I sleep near them.
So, escort.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
All right. So anyway, you have taken your bachelor's degree and you do podcasts.
There are worse things.
There are worse things. You've done those too.
Think of any at the moment, but there are worse things.
I can think of 3 or 4.
I could
I've
just
met
go
them.
to a convention and annoy the shit out of people by playing crappy music really loud.
Yeah, there you go. All right, so any other last thoughts then, Cory? Sorry, I interrupted. I'm a bad host.
Which is good because the show is Bad Advice. I want to thank everyone for listening. We are now up on the iTunes, so give us a positive review. Share this podcast with every human being you've ever met. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends. Let them know how great it is. If you don't like the podcast, share it with your enemies because it's a real neat, shitty trick to do. Wolfie?
Yes, like he said, go to iTunes, give us a good review. I'd like some pictures if you want. You can send it to wolfiebebad@gmail.com. Send nudes seems to be a good thing, and I know plenty of people who get them. So, send me nudes.
I send people pictures of my giant-sized man thing.
I know.
It's 1,200 pages.
I know.
Every issue.
Every day. He sends me one every day. In the bathroom, at work, from the car.
It's my favorite comic.
Oh, I need therapy. So, with that, thank you all for listening. Have a great time, and we will see you next time on Bad Advice with Wolfie and Cory. Good night, everybody.